Recap.
Recap. All right. So last week or 2 weeks ago on the Ivory Crowns, I think we started out with we had just finished battling Tristan and his chimera, and while he escaped from the mirror dimension, you all fought the remnants of the chimera, the split up chimera, and then found that you were trapped inside the mirror dimension yourself. And you discovered that there was a password on the other mirror to escape, and you had to figure out that puzzle. But you also had a few things you wanted to do in the mirror dimension before you left, like finish looting it. And Locke managed, with I believe Raphael's help and maybe Gio's help, to get through the extra secure door in the treasure room, where you all found a bunch of coin in a magic chest, some magic items that you distributed about, and a wealth of notes about the Philosopher's Stone that was of value to Tristan. Sorry, to Tristan, but then scooped up by Lucius. Which included a little Easter egg, a letter from Beldrick Hammerfist to Tristan Dobler, that had a couple little Easter egg clues in there, but the nature of that exchange was Tristan had agreed to spy on something called the Compact, and
The one thing I wrote down, the compact.
yeah, and
Multiple highbrow things that we just do not know anything about.
It's the magic Illuminati.
and then and Tristan got out of that some negative energy, pure negative energy that Beldrick was providing, somehow extracted from undead, it seems like. But you also got a couple other clues, and maybe I'll just go over a few of those clues just to remind us. You found some clues about Fey crystals, and a hint that you could find Fey crystals in Fernhenge, and Fey crystals being great for making Philosopher's Stones out of.
Yep.
You got that, actually, Locke scooped up that cool Philosopher's Stone
That's where the Eladrin are, right?
The what?
The Eladrin are all over there.
Yeah, Eladrin and Furbolgs.
Yeah.
And then, Locke scooped up that cool magic device that will make Philosopher's Stones for you if you have the raw materials.
Yeah.
You learned about how you need a soul to make it do what you want. You need to put a soul in it.
Yep.
You need some shadow energy to make it do only what you want and not a bunch of other crazy shit.
Dampen the energy.
Yep. And then you needed the mechanical device if you wanted it to do more than one thing.
Right.
And that will let you switch what it does. And you saw all those things in action when Tristan was here. Okay. And then we let Andrew shout Scrabble words into the abyss for an hour.
I forgot about that.
which was delightful. What it meant for me is I know I can do word puzzles in the future.
Yeah, throw them at me.
Yeah, and you'll go crazy.
We'll just sit here and listen to Andrew.
Yeah. And my favorite still was Rabies Babies.
Rabies babies.
Rabies Babies.
Yeah, I was just on autopilot at a certain point.
But it made me think that probably for one of your future DeCorbo puzzles, I'll probably actually make some kind of cool word puzzle for you.
That'd be so dope.
Yeah. Yes, but you managed to figure it out while the mirror dimension was splintering and cracking around you. But you entered in the password, and you emerged out, and maybe this is the part. You can see all the skulls over here. Holy shit. You guys popped out of the mirror dimension into the room, and the Isocross family had got some of their guards to stand guard for your potential and possible return. And without even exchanging words with the guards, you guys just started popping heads off bodies, like boom, 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 explosion, dead, murdered. And like within one round,
I didn't even act.
Yeah. One of them tried to run out and get help, and that was the only action that they got. And they were murdered. And when who was it? Gregor Isocross came running in here to see what was going on. He was like, "Oh my God, you murdered all my guards," and he basically surrendered to you because he didn't want you to hurt him or his family. And he told you a few things. He said, "Yeah, you know, my brother's been working with Master Dobler for a while, but I told him not to, and he's been luring people into the mirror dimension for Master Dobler, but I don't know what happened to them." And then you guys asked him where he went, and he said, well, he left with his husband and Tristan Dobler, and they stole the carriage, and they went to Earshore, and they haven't been back since. And you all were like, well, fuck that shit. We don't want to go to Earshore. There's probably a lot of heat on us there. You just knocked over the Isocross winery, but you also Locke had murdered some teenagers a few days ago. You know, like things are
We're
heating.
getting too much stuff going on. We need to make ourselves scarce.
I preemptively self-defended myself.
Yeah,
preemptively
self-defended.
Locke has got his defense all prepared for when he goes to eventual court.
I'll be honest, after that session, I totally prepped some shit in case you made me go to court.
Yeah, great.
Oh.
I love that. Now I want to take you to court. What I was actually thinking is there will probably be some like posters appearing around Earshore with Locke's face on them. Maybe not right away, but maybe next time you guys come back. And you know, I was a little worried about this, but since you guys all blazoned ivory crowns on all your bags, I think you might be starting a reputation for the ivory crowns too, at least after this day. But it doesn't.
Well, we are guilty by association. So.
Yeah, the reputation hasn't spread much yet because you've only just started doing these things, and so. But nonetheless, I think it was probably a good idea to not go straight back to the Pink Pearl and hang out where you've been well known to be hanging out for the last couple of months. Instead, you booked it to the Secret Cove after outside the Tanglewood, where the Golden Chain was docked with Captain Jemeni. And you thought that might be a good sort of safe house. It's at least hidden away. And I sort of skimmed over your arrival at the ship, partly because I didn't know what to do. And I wanted to think about it. And now I have. And then we just skipped right at the end to kind of a closing cutscene. In the closing cutscene, Geo had one of his elemental powered dreams where he caught a glimpse of his home back in Pidari, on the cliffs of Pidari. And he witnessed a scene of his grandson, his son and his daughter-in-law being murdered, and his grandson being kidnapped, his 5-year-old grandson being kidnapped by an orcish fellow who had a few drow elves in tow. And when Geo confronted him, Geo said something along the lines of, "What are you doing, or why are you taking Landry?" And the orc said, "Brother, your grandson is the key." And then the dream ended.
Yeah.
So, there is that. There is that.
The key to what?
Yes. So, maybe I will start there.
More to worry about.
I'm going to say that I'm going to retcon a little bit, and I'm going to say we didn't make it back to the boat yet.
Okay.
And instead, you all camped maybe inside the Tanglewood or something like that, or on the skirts of the Tanglewood. And that's where Geo had the dream. Okay. And so you all have woken up the next day. I'll advance it to the next day. So the 3rd of Burosad, Let's see what Wally has to say today. Wally, scattered clouds, but mostly clear today, with a high of 52.
Hey, not bad.
Not bad.
So have we rested then?
Yeah, I'm gonna get my
Short
spell
rest
slots back.
only.
Woo! Man.
Body map.
So
Oh,
Warlock
yeah.
gets his power back. Does anyone else get anything with a short rest?
I do not get anything with a short rest.
Fucking Lucius gets spell slots.
I just get my spell slots back.
I get.
Not me.
I don't think I get anything. I'm not sure if I get sorcery points.
Don't some of your guys' powers have to be with like once per short rest? Like uncanny
Most of mine
dodges or
are.
something like that. I don't know.
My genie stuff is on short rest.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, y'all take a short rest.
Like I get full power back on short rest. It's nice.
Yeah, you're the best class for short rests. Okay, so
Here.
the reason I said let's maybe make a retcon and be outside of the ship is in case y'all wanted to chat a little bit before you got to the ship, and if not, we can advance straight to the ship.
Chris, I got a quick question. The Geo's family is, I mix up places.
Yep.
Was it in the continent Garler or was it Pidari? Because I feel like
It's in Pidari. Let me get the.
Okay.
Let's see if I can get our maps up here.
My map is already up because it's my background.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I'm gonna do the same thing.
That's a good idea.
Makes a really nice background.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
have
dope ass
Gurdan.
map.
I have Gurdan on my left screen, and then I have the Wool during the Age of Elves map on my right.
So good.
I like to know where I am.
Are you doing monitoring, Josh?
Yeah.
Monster.
Kinda
Gonna
needed.
get that life. I'm gonna try to do one of those horizontal monitors.
Yeah,
I think
right next to it.
The vertical monitors, you mean?
You're all talking shit to me. I think Chris has like 4 monitors.
Yeah,
I have 4 monitors.
That's true. That's true.
It's fucking.
Monitors are easy to hook up and awesome to have.
Yeah.
I do. I'm with you on that, to be honest.
Okay, so Geo, yes, Jeremy, to answer your question, your family we said was outside of Pescara in Pidari.
Pescara, Pidari. Okay.
And that's also where the Decorbos are from.
Yeah.
So I imagine there's some cliffs, and I'm imagining them on this side of Pescara, actually, where your family was a shepherd.
Where?
Yes.
Pescara,
Okay,
Pidari.
so we're just sitting around, right?
Northern tip of Pidari is Pescara.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you all are in earshore now, but technically you're like on the side of this coast where the Tanglewood is.
Okay. All right. We're all awakened, as you mentioned.
Yeah, you wake up in a cold sweat, Geo. It's early dawn. Someone's on watch. Who should we say is on watch? Oh, we already said this last time, didn't we? I can't remember what we said. I think it was Raphael.
I think it was me, yeah.
Yeah. So, Raph, you noticed Geo sort of wake up with a start.
Gio, mia porta, did you have a hard time sleeping?
Yes. Yes. Or yes.
What has troubled you, mia porta?
I had another dream. Do you think we'll head to Pidari soon?
I think it is inevitable. It has been far too long since I had any conversations with mia kappa. I think it is time for me to return and check on Franco. Also, I think it is time for me to investigate further some of the secrets of the tower. Why do you ask?
Well, I too am worried. I think family's in danger.
Well, if
And I would like to get
is
to Batari as soon as we can.
if that is true, I think that might take a precedence over some dusty tomes in the catacombs. I would love to nothing more than to check on your family. I think maybe we should speak to the others and make sure that they are on board.
Okay. Okay.
Very well, very well. I say we wake them all up.
Everyone else starts to wake up.
All right.
Portos, I think it is a time for us to make our next move.
Agreed.
I do not know what you all have to do in Pidari, but Gio here has had troubling visions of terrible fate of his family.
What happened to your family?
One of them dies, and another one gets captured.
Well, that's definitely not good.
Well,
Yeah.
we have an additional problem.
Which is
Jimeni's going south, and we don't have a boat, and Pidori is an island.
these
are
are
very true.
truths.
I thought we had gotten the boat.
We don't have a boat yet.
We don't know.
And
We
the-
were gonna ride into Jimeni, bro.
And we're gonna go take a boat probably from,
She's going south unless we can convince her to go otherwise.
which would be pretty difficult to do.
Okay.
Because where is she heading right now?
Don't remember exactly where. She's heading
Not
south though.
Pescara way for sure.
Go ahead
so I
and
said-
throw a history. Anyone who wants to try and remember.
History check. I'm great at those.
I would
Yeah.
love to do it.
My
Absolutely.
history is-
My history is
You
all-
sure are. You got a 20. You criticaled.
Oh,
Did I
my history-
really?
my
Yeah.
history's really good.
Nice.
My history is bad, so I'm gonna just
+6, not bad.
But
roll.
I feel like
NB.
Gio's more of a instinctive learner.
So
Yeah. This character.
let's maybe go through our notes a little bit. Where all do all of you want to go? Like, so basically, I kind of want to base this off of what each of you has your own goals.
Yep.
Right. So you have places that if you could choose where the boat was sailing, you probably know where you would want it to sail.
I feel like it wouldn't be hard for Raphael to convince Lucius, especially to go crawl around in some ancient crypt. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Oh goodness, no! I do that immediately.
Right.
Yeah.
My thing is gonna take forever. You know, so if I get pieces and bits here and there, like cool. I don't want to follow Tristan anymore just because he's dangerous.
Because you met him
And I
and
thought
Yeah.
he was dead.
he pimp slapped you a bit, and you were like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, I'm like, I'm
Sure.
good now. Like he's still alive somehow.
But you also have like all his notes, so you don't really need to
Yeah.
follow him as much anymore.
No, like I'm good now. I'll go on pretty much anyone's adventure at this point. Lucius is down. You guys helped him a lot.
So we got Dresdis, who is looking for his cousin,
And cousins.
and cousins.
Yeah. I feel like Dresdis is kind of like standing on a precipice, and like I don't know. I think he has some decisions to do. But I also think he's was looking forward to getting on the boat and doing a private adventure.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing from you is that Dresdis is maybe like Lucius, like you're ready to free flow off with the adventure, and wherever it takes you is probably in the direction you want to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So then, Raph and Gio, I think you two want to go to Pidari, right?
Yeah.
At least first.
Yeah.
And then that leaves Locke, who your quarry. Well, you have a couple different quarries.
But I'm working on one right now.
Yeah, and he's the closest, but he's also a moving target. Once he leaves earshore, you have to track him down and get him. Okay, so here's what you all are able to recall from the information that you've been gathering thus far. So, recall the chest of the deep. In the chest of the deep, there was a head of Benedetta the traitor, and Jiminy is obviously in the middle of some kind of quest where getting this head was part of it. And then the information that Benedetta had was to find the Trident of Speed, which is some kind of artifact. You have some kind of information about it, but you haven't, filled in the gaps yet. And Benedetta said that artifact was located to the south.
And that's where she's headed, because she's trying to what? Fight some super pirate, right?
Yeah, Dread Pirate. What's the name? Dread Pirate Bloodbeard.
Yeah.
So the other thing that you learned was from investigating Jakey, is when you investigated Jakey, he was building a crew, and it looked like he had made some kind of arrangement with both Minerva McGee and Declan Krause. And they were loading on some special new cannons onto their ship, Declan Krause cannons. And from your information that you gathered from them, from Minerva, she was trying to go to Fort Dunwhiddle as the first step on a campaign into the Polhuatl Empire.
Right.
So
That's where Jakey's going.
Yeah. So I think that's most of the information you had. The only other little bit is, if you remember, you did fight Jakey's people already once when they tried to steal the sails and the cannon from Jiminy. But you guys saved those. Yeah, I think that was it. You fought
Now,
fought
where
their crew.
is the Pohuatl?
Where is it?
Yeah, it's up.
Let me pop up another map for y'all. Wool map continents. Nope, that's not the one. Wool map ancient. So the Polhuatl Empire, if you look in where Fernhenge is, if you kind of see the dotted line right underneath the tile that says Fernhenge, that little area there is where the Polhuatl Empire is.
Oh, there it is. Okay, we're at the world map.
Yeah, on the world map.
By the way,
where again?
Did you get the name Wool from the Wu Empire?
No, it just was a bastardization of world.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, sorry, Anthony. You see where it says Fernhenge?
Yeah.
You see the white dotted line that kind of cuts across the peninsula thingy there?
Yeah.
That whole, draw a circle around that white dotted line, and that whole thing is the Polhuatl Empire.
Okay.
And you're definitely familiar with it from an academic standpoint. Like in your studies of archaeology, it's come up a couple of times, so you know where it is. You know that the Polhuatl Empire also was formed out of the union of three main cities. that part of the world is mostly populated by goblinoids, hobgoblins, bugbears, goblins, and more recently Verdan, as well as other races as well. But that's like the dominant population, and most of the goblinoids there are arranged into tribes and clans and city-states. And the Polhuatl Empire was formed when 3 of the major city-states in that region joined forces.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like, as of right now, me and Locke here are tracking Jakey Smiles, also Minerva, one of my past acquaintances, to the Pohoatl Empire, which I can only assume is covered in ruins.
Also,
And we all
Declan. Don't forget about Declan Kraus.
right. Declan Kraus is with them, which I'm sure, as I see, you hate. Or we go to Padari, where both Raphael and Geo have business to attend to, one of which being Geo's family and visions being taken and killed.
Silently nod.
I am afraid I must
We
make
are
a
at a
further
crossroads.
I'm afraid I must push further with the argument of the urgency of helping Gio's family. I
Then,
think that
then let's
might.
go.
Vote.
I think it is time for us to go to a shipyard and find our cheapest option.
I think we
Right,
can
and
probably purchase a boat, right?
probably, but then we come across the third problem.
Which is
Which is
Do any of you know how to sail?
Ah,
that
an
is a wonderful
excellent
question.
Absolutely not.
No, not even a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
I could imagine uh, Dresdes having, because he's lived a very long life. I could imagine him being involved with naval combat before. But I don't know if he's ever yeah, actually done anything like being a deckhand.
Right, alright then. I guess, show
I
you.
can't be much help, but I feel like I would be right at home in the crow's nest.
Well, Locke knows all the parts. God damn it. Locke knows all the parts of sailing, so.
Think if we
I have a telescope.
I know Jakey Smiles and Minerva, they will be there for, I'm sure, a while. Minerva is a terrible archaeologist. It'll take her
Yeah.
forever to find whatever the hell she's looking for.
And
Oh,
that's
yeah.
on top of the fact that they will spend most of their time repairing the garbage that Declan Kraus calls a gun.
Right, and if I know Jakey, I know that he's gonna lose patience with her eventually, and we're more likely to find a body than her.
We've
They
also destroyed a lot of Jakey's crew.
It
So
would
we need
also
time to get back to full power again.
it would be easier to chase a boat in a boat.
Right, I'm not saying we don't buy a ship, but well, I mean, fourth problem, kind of. We can't exactly go into earshot and buy a boat.
No, we cannot.
We need to. Maybe Minerva can drop us off somewhere. We can buy
Uh,
a boat.
Or
not
we
Minerva.
use a magic to disguise one of us, and we elect that person to go and buy the boat, and then come pick us up offshore.
Well, then I recommend we disguise 2 of us because we're gonna need somebody to carry the money and somebody who knows ships to buy ships.
Well, I know of a city named Durgendorf. Maybe we could stop off there as she's going south and buy a ship out of that port.
If there is a shipyard there,
Well,
Let's find out.
generally coastal cities have ships, but yeah.
Chris, is there anything I can roll to know if, like, I don't know if I'd ever even been there, or I'm sure I know about it, but. Oh, he's. Oh, there he is.
Did you ask a question? Sorry.
No, it's all good. So we don't want to go to Earshore, right? So thinking of going south with her, get dropped off at Durgendorf, and see if we could buy a boat out of there to go to Padari instead of going to buy a boat from Earshore where the fuzz is onto us.
That's a perfectly feasible plan.
I think it's a good one, yeah.
Like it.
Andrew, I sent you a message. Did you get it?
Oh, you did, yeah. Oh, yeah. I will bring that information to the group for sure. So I say, oh, another thing. If if we buy our ship here, I believe my father has been working on a competition product against Declan Kraus that he could possibly outfit our ship with.
That sounds good.
Powerful cannons.
You're saying your dad would put him on our boat?
I can't make any promises. You have to imagine I have been away from home for a good long time, doing things other than what my father would wish of me. But with a little conversation, I believe Amia Kappa could do it.
Right.
And
Jer, I want to say that I'm not against going to help your family. I just want us to solve our issues. I think we should go help your family first.
I believe we are all in agreement
Thank
then.
you. I believe time is of the essence.
So we go to the village, we go to the town, and we see if we can buy a boat.
Dergendorf's no town. It's a full-on city.
So we go to Dergendorf.
The second largest port town in Gormengern.
And this is when we start just listing things. We
It's
expect
so
to put in
true.
the
That
town.
is the second
Third
largest port
largest.
town.
I'm sorry, because it looks fourth.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh no, it is the second
Yeah.
largest. It's split in the middle. I was right.
Yeah.
I love that second largest. I also want to say that earlier Andrew rhymed, and I did my best to stay in character, but I almost laughed. He said that the tomb is like the tomb in the catacomb or something like that. And I was like, was that intentional or did that just come out that way?
Yes.
So
Right.
Italian
All right,
is
well,
a
sorry, just throwing that out there.
Look, I hope you can get us into Earshore, at least some sort of skeevy back way, so we don't walk through any checkpoints.
well, the checkpoints, honestly, I think the best thing to do would be to pass through the checkpoint with a disguise. Because if we try to go around the checkpoint, if we try to go around it, there's a chance that, well, the guards rotate, right? What happens if we go in there, the guards rotate, and the guys who were on the crew, I don't know, but I think we could disguise our way in easily. But what we need to think about currently is what kind of ship we're going to get. We only got two options. There's only 5 of us. We have 2 options right now. We can get a sloop, which it'll suit us fine as long as we're not trying to leave Gerdan. If we leave the seas of Gerdan for the open ocean, though, we're going to have a problem. Or we can buy a caravel. But the caravel comes with its own set of issues. As in, we need at least another 2 or 3 people to crew it.
What space is on a Carl?
A caravel? How about
Carnival.
50? Caravel? C-A-R-A-V-L.
Yeah.
E-L. Yeah. So you could crew it with 7 or 8. You could put 50 people on it though.
Crew 750 people.
Right. I mean, you could have 50.
What about a sloop?
The sloop, much smaller ship. You could. I mean, it's not much smaller. They're honestly about the same size. They're fast, not as tough, less armor. You could probably put, I'd say, anywhere from, let's say 60 men if you want to get cramped.
I think we need to go fast.
The sloop's a good idea.
And for
Something
now,
to
I
store our wares on.
see, and I don't think there is any reason for us to go outside of Gardan.
Not yet,
Not-
at least.
Yes.
I'm not saying we couldn't take it outside of Gadan. I'm just, they, yeah, you haven't spent too much time in the open ocean, then you don't know about the beasts of the ocean. And that's really what concerns
Beasts.
me with the smaller ship.
You know, I could always
Sea
speak to the Blazing Halberd and see if they have any ship hands.
True. But I mean, if we were buying a slope, honestly, we could crew it ourselves.
Honestly, though, getting the carnival and
The
having it.
Carnival, honestly, the Carnival's not. A Carnival's got like 4 masts, and a sloop has like 2.
Locke, do you
Ro-
think Granitan could serve as a sailing hand?
Can he tie a knot? Or are his hands too not dexterous?
I'm thinking that even if his hands were dexterous enough, he might not understand the concept of a knot.
He is technically a sheep.
Right, probably not.
Oh
He
my
could swab the
God.
deck. He could swab the deck, but that's probably about it.
With a little bit of convincing,
Okay.
I'm sure I could let Franco Ridorio. I'm sure he would love to join our crew.
Right? I mean, I think we should get our disguises in order and then head on into earshore. Obviously, gentlemen, this goes without saying, no ivory crowns emblems.
It's a good idea. I agree entirely.
True.
Now, I do have a spell that I can use on myself to disguise. I can also make someone invisible, but other than that, I don't have a match when it comes to disguising.
I'll disguise myself.
Okay, you want me to come with you with a disguise self spell?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'll do that.
How much gold was in the?
Okay, so this is now what we need to think about. So,
Yeah.
We have
so
to sit here and count it all out. Probably.
you're
right?
basically sitting in your campsite right now having your chat, and there's a giant chest sitting next to you, and you crack it
The chest has
open.
the number on it. It's a banker's chest.
Yeah, you crack it open, and oh, that one. Where did I put my notes? Should put the banker's chest note somewhere else. Did you leave all the coin in there? I think you only took 1 platinum out, right?
Yeah, we only took out the one.
You basically tested it. So I'm gonna have my own notes here for ivory crowns. Chest has this much in it, and at the moment it probably has a total. Did I say it had a total? Because no, that's too hard to compute. Then I'd have to add it all up. Oh yeah, so total it could hold up to 1,000,000 coins. That's what the banker's chest has. It's way less than that right now. It has something like 75,000 coins in it. And the listing is 1,242 platinum, 9,479 gold, 926 electrum, 40,000-ish silver, and 22,000-ish copper. And
How much was it again? Sorry, I was gonna calculate it in just straight gold.
it's about 75,000 gold, I think. No, 50. That's more. That's wrong. I lied. It is. The first one is 1,242 platinum. So that's about 12,000. Then there's 9,479 gold. So that puts us up around 20,000.
There were 21,899.
926 electrum.
I don't know how many electrums to a gold.
It's a half a gold. So divided by 2.
How much was it?
926.
926, so times 2. 1 second here, I'm trying to fucking...
That's divided by 2.
Oh.
You might as well ignore electrum pieces because they're useless.
I was just converting everything into gold.
Then there's about 4,000 gold worth of silver and about 200 gold worth of copper. So those are. So it sounds like we're at about 25,000 gold pieces total.
Yeah, I got like 26,299.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think that should cover it.
Well, it depends on the prices.
Yeah.
And then we need to like buy like.
Josh, were you looking at something when you were quoting that stuff about like caravels and sloops, or were you just making up shit based on your?
I looked it up. I was looking it up. I figured.
Can you send me what were you looking at? Because
I was literally just using. I literally just Googled how many to crew a sloop, and then how many to crew a caravel, in Google, and it's just the first thing that popped up.
oh, okay. So yeah, sounds good. So, I thought you had some like D&D rules that you might have been looking at.
No, actually, funny enough, the caravel one actually comes from the Forgotten Realms wiki,
Okay.
but the other one is just from a pirate wiki.
Okay. So. Okay. So I'm just gonna wing most of this shit because it's all fucking made up anyways.
Yeah, I was just bullshitting.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm glad you were. I thought that was great, but it made me silently panic in the back, being like, "Where's he getting this information from? Like,
Yeah, what the fuck?
which book is this in? Yeah,
I was like, how is that there? How does he know?
how does exactly? Is he a fucking sailor?"
Yes, actually.
He's like, "Yes, I am." And if you don't use the right knots on your ropes, I'm gonna know about it.
I don't remember any of the knots.
Okay,
there is a D&D 5e thing though, for like here, I'll link it to you.
Oh, combat.
Well, no, I was like there's a book for it. There's a seafaring campaign.
Is it like Starship Combat?
Oh yeah, I have that, but it's actually kind of.
The Seas of Adari. I only clicked it to look up the price. That's the only reason I did it, to see if there were prices, and wondered if you were going to use them. I was going to ask.
On the salt marsh?
No, I have the Seas of Adari.
Oh, what's that?
I don't know. It's just something I just googled D&D 5e sloop price, and yeah.
That's cool. Let me see if I can get that too.
Oh, here's a Ghost of Saltmarsh.
Oh, the Seas of Odari. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you want to use it or not. It's up to you. I assumed you were going to price your shit out yourself. I just kind of wanted to...
This is very close to what I was going to go with anyways.
Yeah, expensive, but not, like, ridiculous.
This matches the dungeon, or the DNG, kind of.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, let's have Locke, who has got the most ship knowledge. I will let you do kind of an appraisal-y check, but if you want to do that by talking it out with someone else in the group, who else might have information about ship pricing?
I might.
No.
Yeah, I think Lucius or Raph are the two most obvious.
Yeah. I might be able to gauge the quality of the build, but I don't
You probably
really know
came
which
over
one
on
to
a
hit.
ship, didn't you?
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean I know a lot about them.
That's true.
But he's right about gauging quality, though. I mean, he does create things. He understands quality items, and, you know...
I can tell if it's built like shit, no matter what it is.
And I feel like part of your business training or whatever, you just have a little business acumen that might be helpful as well.
Yeah, I'm not a businessman. I'm a thief.
Yeah. Okay, so I want Locke to do a intelligence check with advantage.
I'm so good at those.
Yeah. All right. So, the three of you open the banker's chest, do a quick gauge. You're like, 26,000 gold pieces. And after your head stops exploding from how much money that is, you realize, well, you're confident. All three of you are confident with that much coin, you could buy your own ship. So you don't need Jiminy. But, what kind of ship could you get? as Locke was talking about, a sloop is definitely very affordable. You could definitely buy a smaller sailing ship. It's not the kind you could put cannons on them, but
Yeah, you could.
they're not. They don't usually have cannons on them. They're fast, but they don't hold very many folks. You could definitely do some piracy in a sloop, okay, but they're not the best choice. I would say moving up from that, there is more like using this Seas of Odari. I don't even know where this is, but it's a pretty cool one.
Yeah, I don't know what this is either, but it's cool.
What is a brigantine? I don't know what that is. I know
It's a much bigger ship. Like, we can't prove that.
Oh,
Yeah,
fucking nice.
Yeah, it's a much larger ship. It's like fast like a sloop, but that's just because it's like huge. Like, it just has a fuckload of sails.
Yeah, so let's say that's the pirate. Most pirate ships are that kind, right?
Yeah.
Um,
It's
and
like a frigate.
yes, frigate. Thank you. That's what I would call it too. So you can definitely find different kinds of those, and then, of course, the last and best would be galleons, which are like giant Spanish warships that will fucking smash shit. And I would say that there's also what I would call, I'm gonna call it a merchantman, which is like a big, like fat hulled ship that will carry lots of cargo. It's slower, but because it's so large, you can also put cannons on it. But when you have a merchantman with cannons, it's usually for defense against pirates, as opposed for pirates because they're slow. They're not good for chasing down ships. And I'm going to say that the three of you think you could probably buy any of that kind of ships with the money you've got here. Buying a galleon would probably mean dumping the whole banker's chest out, you'd be broke afterwards. But buying a brigantine or a merchantman would be somewhere in the middle. I'm going to say about maybe 15 to 20,000 is your best guess. And then buying a sloop, which is your tiniest, but still big enough to do actual piracy in, would be 8 to 10,000.
Say we go middle of the
Say
road.
we go middle.
Middle
I-
sounds good.
I think the sloop is the best option.
I don't
Because
think we sloop.
if we buy the brigantine, we need to hire a crew.
That should be fine.
All right. If you
What was
guys want,
Bobby saying with the Loxodon? Some Loxodon helpers, maybe?
we could hire
Let's invite Coral.
people from the Blazing Halberds. Coral's not gonna.
Coral would never come with.
just
He has his
ask.
own personalized inn
Yeah.
based around his personality.
So cool. Come on.
You can
He would
have.
never leave his castle of castles. I'd ask him though. Let's ask him anyway. Fuck it.
All right. Well, if we want to buy the brigantine, what's that? What do you say that was? Like 16 something, 20?
You're gonna have to negotiate it, but yeah, you're thinking 15 to 20 is probably a ballpark.
Okay. All right.
Okay, now that we're talking about that, here's the next thing. So, buying a ship is not like, just buying a dagger, right? You don't just go to the general store and pick one up. You have to go to a shipbuilder or you have to buy one that's already been commissioned. I'm guessing you're looking for an already commissioned boat because
Yeah, we want to get out.
you want to get out on the water right away. So Earshore might be a great place for that because in a sense, the marina is kind of like a used boat sales shop, just because there's so many ships there that you're bound to find different kinds for sale.
Also, one of the biggest in the area.
Yeah.
Toyota Fall.
The other thing is a lot of these nations around here are well known for their navies, obviously, because we're in the ocean. But there are different kinds of ships that are common in different nations. Like in Pidari, they're mostly merchants. They don't fight a lot, so they have lots of sloops, Pidari sloops, that are quick and are mostly used for shipping stuff back and forth from the mainland or over to Rothsgard. The Kurd-Gardi are, or the Kurdish, I guess, they are, there's lots of magic in their culture, and their ships are often powered by magic in some way. They also have sloops and frigates, and they are usually have characterized by these dark black sails, and also dark wood. The Gormangurni, who regularly war with the Kurdish, they hate magic, so they have kind of these fatter, deep-hulled ships that are really sturdy and are have the best reputation in battle. Think high AC, high hit points kind of thing. The Freyans from the island in the south, they are the true explorers of the world, and they have, at least in Gurdan, they have the reputation for the best ships, the fastest ships, and they also are the only real nation that regularly produces galleons. So if you wanted a galleon, you would be getting a Freyan galleon. And then Earshore has some shipbuilders as well that build just ships that are, let's just say their reputation is not super high in any regard, but they're not super low in any regard either. So when you're thinking of a kind of ship that you might want to buy, you might want to think about the origin, where that ship came from as well. Any questions about that, or?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we should be fine just getting a regular boat then, and then I think eventually upgrading to a galleon from down south, the southern island of Freya.
Agreed.
So we're thinking a frigate. So I guess the choices, and again, there's no choices right in front of you. You're kind of not at the car lot yet, but you're kind of deciding what choice you might want to make. But you could have a Kurdish frigate, which would probably come. It's probably not as durable, but probably faster and has some magical. There's ways that you could probably make your magic work well with it. Or you could go Gormangurni frigate, which
Thick boys.
yeah, exactly. Or you could go with a Freyan, which is probably splits the middle on that, both fast and probably pretty sturdy.
Honestly, I'm digging the Freyans.
Okay. Anyone else with
Raphael would want the one most closest to like magical, so I'm
Yeah.
saying the other one.
We have a pretty magical party, and so I'd vote
We
my
do.
vote was there too.
Yeah.
I guess I would third that.
Yeah, all right.
Well, okay. So I was thinking we split the middle, but okay.
which is the Freyan one?
The Freyan is split the middle, yeah, 50-50.
Yeah.
Magic and might.
So are all five of you going to make a trip to the shipbuilder or the ship lot?
I thought
if we have disguises, but
I
I
feel
don't.
like Dresdes is pretty recognizable. So
yeah.
being a big mean elephant dude,
You're not the only
So I would-
elephant in Earshore.
huh?
You're
What'd
not
you say?
you're not the only elephant in Earshore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So remember, like, even just at the Blazing Halberds, there's probably like 2 or 3 other.
Oh, right. There's a blazing halberd place here.
Yeah. And this is the most cosmopolitan city in the world. So
Yeah. Then I'll go ahead and go.
yeah. And I was gonna mention, like, yeah, there is some heat on all of y'all, and if you were in Garnock,
You're
You're cutting out really bad.
You're cutting
Yeah,
out
it's,
so much.
it's worse.
like,
It's worse than normal. Yeah.
Yeah.